This is an official presentation of Sport Fishing Championship.
Here we go, day number 2 of 3 as we prepare for another Gulf Division stop. Glad you can be a part of it. The Gulfport Mississippi Open presented by Guidesley. Stop number 2 of 6 on the Gulf Division. They've been out in the Gulf of Mexico for about a day and a half fishing on the platforms, the drill ships, the oil rigs. A lot of bait has been caught in the past few days. A lot of preparation for this day 2 of 3. And I'm here to tell you, you're going to see a lot of fish being caught on day 2 of 3 as well. Clubs be jogging for position all season long in the playoff hunt presented by Exotic. Here are the Gulf Division standings after 1 of 6 tournaments on the schedule. Top 2 teams qualify for the Zane Grade Championship playoffs in October. You see that line just below the canyons. That's the way that they finished at the first stop in Florida. But that's been a couple of months ago, and it's good to be back in the Gulf of America. Welcome everyone inside our SFC studios. Here I'm Robbie Floyd. This is the man who can sailfish, white marlin fish, blue marlin fish. He has more titles than about anybody I know, Peter Miller. And
Robbie,
he's my
you know,
partner.
at some point we're going to have to give up on this.
And
because
you're
now
my
I'm
partner.
sitting behind the desk talking about it, watching these guys get titles. And that's what's so exciting about this, to watch all these great teams produce out there in the Gulf of Mexico. And what's cool about this format is you got to go out early. You got to go out and chug out, don't burn a lot of fuel. You get to go out and catch your bait. You get to get the sonar going to find fish around some of these rigs. And that's changed everybody's attitude, because it's very stressful to have to go out a shotgun start early in the morning, kill like 400 gallons of fuel just to get there, and then hopefully you get bait. But now they've got everything figured out, and now they focus on what's best out here, which is big blue marlin and insane eats on camera right off the teaser.
The Gulf Coast Cowboys looking pretty good on day number 1, and they need to have a good showing here in the second stop of the tournament season, because they are in 5th after that first round. You got to finish in the top 2 to make it to the Zane Grade Championship playoffs. Kicking it off on day 1 very early, about 8:30 in the morning. Dino McDowell with a white marlin. That's 100 points for the first fish of the tournament.
They drew first blood. That's got to feel good. And then you got BK up next. He's in the chair with a nice fish on right there. And you got Nick on the leader, 450 points right there, holding on right there, throws his headset off. He doesn't need it. He just wants to hang on to that fish, and that's exactly what he did. That was a nice one.
That is a big one. Had a lot of jumpers, and you're going to see even more today. But yeah, sun's out, guns out. Marlin Bros on the board there, and it was high fives all around. They were your leader after day 1, the Texas Lone Stars. A white marlin behind them. Looking at the live leaderboard now, things have changed, but not for the Cowboys. They just keep catching more and more fish, and not only fish, not only billfish, but blue marlin, the right style.
That's right. They've coined themselves the Marlin Brothers. You know, you got Dino McDowell and you got BK, and they're catching a lot of marlin. They don't have sleeves, and they are making choo-choo sounds. It's a whole thing, and it's bringing them a lot of luck. They are raising a lot of fish with that new boat.
Tournament details, what does it take to do the things that they do here in the Gulf of America? It's a 3-day tournament. They actually started a little different. They were able to start at midnight on Friday, but they're restricted to 300 miles. That's a long way, Peter. You better have some fuel to go 300 miles.
Oh yeah, you got to have those fuel bladders if you can't hold enough fuel, but if you got a big boat and you can chug out there, you don't need all that much fuel. So that's the difference in this tournament. It's very conducive to low fuel consumption.
Absolutely, you want that smooth run out, and I think we are going to see a little bit more of that today. Chloe Turner with her conditions report, probably going to say just about that.
Let's go ahead and check in on what teams are seeing across the Gulf as day 2 of competition gets underway. Now, as you can see here, here's our 300-mile radius with the point starting at Gulfport. Crews have a tremendous amount of water available to them, and the direction that they're going to choose to run is likely going to come down to finding those most favorable conditions. So the sea surface temperatures are running from the low to mid-80s with a few warmer pockets scattered offshore. One feature that's going to continue to stand out today is the amount of current activity still happening across the Gulf. And there's still several large eddies spinning throughout the region, creating current breaks and transition zones. And that's really going to keep attracting that bait. And those same current boundaries can also help organize sargassum into offshore weedline. While floating seaweed can sometimes create challenges for anglers, it also provides cover for bait fish, and that can really become a productive area to target those game fish. Now, the wind conditions are going to remain fairly manageable across much of the Gulf, just like we saw yesterday, with most areas seeing light to moderate breezes. And as the day unfolds, captains will be searching for the right mix of clean water, favorable temperatures, active current edges, and bait concentration to put points on the board here on day 2. Back to you, Robbie.
A lot of movement out there in the water. We were going to talk about the first catch of the day. But why don't we go live to a catch right now? We try and do this every time. If we've got something, we're going to bring it to you. Lori McDowell, we know that face in the fighting chair.
She is in the hot seat. She's harnessed up. That tells you something good. But she is cranking. She's got that shoulder burn, you know, she had yesterday. She did a lot of cranking yesterday, and that's pretty impressive. That's what I said yesterday. That's the hardest part of winding on these fish, is taking up that slack at a high rate of speed when the captain's backing down on the fish. You want that fish staying up on the surface so you can't back too far. Oh, look at that. What do we have here?
Oh, somebody taking drag.
Look at a little screamer there
This
on
could
heavy tackle.
Could be, I think, the 12th billfish of the tournament already.
Yeah, that fish is a little wild right now.
Got to get the gloves on.
They're getting the gloves on. He's changed his gloves up today. I think his hands are starting to hurt from leadering all of his fish. And he's going to the leather.
Maybe we get Brian Kelley to do a song like "Gotta Get the Gloves On."
Some guys actually make a double glove. They'll do the regular orange glove, which you really don't want for marlin, and they'll put the leather over top of that.
There's that vegetation that Chloe was talking about, a little bit of sargassum on there. I don't want any sarcasm on the sargassum. She's rigged for bear, though, Peter. I mean, they're out there looking for blue marlin. She's got the right setup for it. We know her catch yesterday was a white.
Yeah, you know, this fish seems a little different than yesterday's fish, to be honest, Robbie.
I see a little struggle.
Well, it's pulled some drag. You know, the fish is definitely staying up. You see her drag lever is kind of back a little bit. It's not over the button. You know, it's reasonable. And there's a leader coming up
close
right there. Let's see what it is.
See the silhouette. It's right there at the boat. We want to see it. They got a wrap, but they've obviously seen it.
They've already seen it.
They'll have to call it into
What is
us.
it? Oh.
A shark?
Yeah, that doesn't look like the right
Is that a shark?
That's a shark.
Oh, pickles.
There are a lot of them out there. That's kind of rare to eat a troll bait. I mean, that's a ferocious shark.
Practice for the grinder.
Darn it.
Warming up, just warming up.
Well, yeah. I mean, we were hooked up, and we will, after this break, get to see what they did early this morning, because their first catch of the day was at 6:32. They spent the night, they woke up, and it was right into fishing. Stick with us. The Gulfport Mississippi Open is sponsored by Guidesley, official booking partner of SFC. My Citizen, official timing partner of SFC. One Water Yacht Group. And by Hook, official jersey and performance apparel partner of SFC. Let's go over to Petey Pablo, the big board. Keys to success today. Petey, I'm curious to see what you think they should be doing today.
Petey Pablo, I like that. Well, today's keys to success. You want to make big moves. If you're not in the lead and you're sitting down at the bottom of the board, you've got to make big, bold moves. If you're at the top of the leaderboard, stick with what you're doing. You're doing great. You have the hum. You're doing it right. Next, upsize or even downsize your baits. Some of the boats are going to catch a certain size of bait depending on where they go, and maybe that's not the bait that they want to eat. Maybe they want a 10-pounder, maybe they want a 4-pounder, maybe they want a blackfin tuna, a yellowfin tuna, a skipjack, a bonita, even possibly a yellowtail. Or we can go to determine which baits are raising the fish, right? So is it the blackfin? Is it the yellowfin? Is it the bonita? Is it a rainbow runner? These are important factors, and you might hear one day this guy, hey, rainbow runners, that was the bait, that's all they would eat. So that's important to figure out, and some people don't figure it out until it's a little too late. Change up the trolling speed. When you're trolling and you're going up sea, down sea, in the trough, you're quartering down sea, you want to be able to change the speed to see if maybe that will drum some fish up. Some people will go faster. They'll put out the lures, smoke trails, bubble trails. That'll get the fish fired up. And other days, they want to eat it a little more slowly. But what we're seeing now is the fish are pretty ferocious. So I think that high speed's no problem. So good luck out there.
Thanks a lot, Peter. A lot of things to look for, a lot of things to digest. No Rivals leaderboard right now with Gulf Coast Cowboys on top. They have just been kicking tail on day 1 and day 2. 4 blue marlin, 1 white, and yes, they did miss a sailfish on day 1 or else they would have a grand slam, and that's worth an extra 200 points. But don't count out the teams that are behind them. Again, if Gulf Coast Cowboys keeps doing what they're doing, the race will be for second place and second place points. That's very important. But our first catch of the day, just like on day 1, was the Gulf Coast Cowboys, but a new benefactor. Jordon Benefield this time, and a new fish. Instead of the white, it's a blue marlin.
What a way to start the day, Robbie. 6:32 a.m., you're just waking up, you're rubbing the crust out of your eyes, you're having a little omelet, and all of a sudden, Mr. Blue comes up in the teaser and everyone's heart races. I mean, you need your heart medication when this kind of thing happens because it's intense. It's going like right into a street fight, like into a brawl. It's all or nothing, and that's what's happening here. They've got a marlin on the end of the line. Benefield's got him on, Jordon Benefield, and they are chasing it in reverse. Nick steering the chair, didn't even have time to put a shirt on. He is going sans shirt. You know, we've seen sleeveless, now we got shirtless.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
And you know that even before dawn, they were scoping. They were looking for these fish, you know, subsurface. Where are they? Where are they? The sun hadn't been up for long. You can see it in the background.
Right, but that's a great time for them to bite. And you can also, with it being that calm, you can see things happening. You could see bait jumping. You could see mahi, you know, trying to get out of the way of marlin. And you're marking fish. I mean, that is the time to really get after it. And if you're in the right spot, boy, and you start 6 o'clock in the morning, man, anything could happen, and you see the payoff right here at 6:32. This is what's happening. This fish and this boat are just really doing a great job. That fish is pulling hard, and the boat's getting the fish to the boat to eat those baits, which is not always the case.
They're in tune, and this is a new boat for the Gulf Coast Cowboys. We talked about it yesterday, a 67-foot tall man. So acoustics, the way that the boat's handled, just the way that they can see the fish with their sonar, everything seemed to be dialed in. On a brand new boat, having this much success is pretty incredible.
That's got to be one of the best feelings, you know, for those guys. Not only the catching, but just knowing that your brand new boat that you just invested in with your team and everything you're putting into it is raising fish. I mean, that's just got to feel great because there are people who buy boats and they can't raise a fish to save their life. I mean, it's just not happening. You know, we had to get lit. It was a 53 Viking that we used to fish on, and we caught so many fish on that boat. But when we sold it, the new owner said, "I haven't raised a fish on this boat. This thing stinks." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you, but we caught like thousands, you know." Yeah. And it's just, you know, so it's one of those things too. Maybe, you know, the hum changed a little bit, but boy, and maybe the captain, you know, but. These teams, they've got it down pat, and it's just a question of connecting with the fish. Are they going to stick? Are they going to eat the bait? Are you going to get the circle hook in the corner of their mouth? There's a lot of factors involved. If you can go 100%, 80%, you know, 75%, you're going to be at the top of the leaderboard each day.
Sometimes it's not the arrow, it's the Indian as well. So you got to put everything together to have that success. And there is a qualified catch. There's a nice jump. 450 pointer to start the day.
Nice.
And a big fish again.
Nice one. Really pushing some nice water. Beautiful.
We have so much spryness out of our billfish this week.
They are quite spry.
Whoa, nice kick, Kyle. Yeah, baby.
Junior, our cameraman, Junior Delator.
Early morning bib session for the boys.
I'm gonna cut you from behind, Tom.
Do want to give shout out.
Nice wraps.
Give shout outs to our camera crew because there's a cameraman on each one of these boats and pretty much stay with them throughout the season.
Good dance, Daddy.
Man, look at the shoulders.
Yeah, that's morning light going through that dorsal fin of a blue marlin. That is poetry in motion.
That's that middle picture that just won't go away. Look at that.
Makes it look pink on the dorsal.
You say happy hour is usually after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Happy hour is in the early morning hours when you're bill fishing. You start off the day like that, it gives you a ton of things to look forward to. Seeing big fish being caught at the Gulfport Mississippi Open presented by Guidesley. Some of these teams, well, all of these teams took off at Gulfport and Biloxi. Some actually ran down to Hurricane Hole and then made their jaunt into the Gulf of America. And a lot of decisions being made by these teams. I'd like to bring in the third member of our team who has a lot of things to look forward to at each and every stop, whether it's Atlantic or Gulf. Rudy Tamarchio. He's Peter Miller. I'm Robbie Floyd. Rudy, I know you're on site there and you talked to these teams, and we saw some oddities as far as one team decided to go down the coast, fill their boat up, and then head out. But there's a lot of decisions on how to chase these blue marlin to get those max points.
Yeah, Robbie, we're all making moves here. We leave from Fly Llama, we come back down to the coastline. They're making runs, too, across different rigs. And something with speaking with these different clubs over the years, really the decision-making process is behind where they're going in between each of the days. I mean, if you're not doing the artificial thing like Spencer Johnson, the Texas Lone Stars do, these guys who are doing the live bait action, it's really interesting to just hear what their decision-making process is in terms of when they're at a rig, when to make that next move. You see a lot of it happen overnight. Gulf Coast Cowboys who did it last night from a different spot, paying off for them. But then you have other clubs like Louisiana Canyons, for example, who are known to make really long distance runs. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. It's really interesting to see how they try their different strategies.
You're right, Rudy. It's interesting to watch the moves and to figure out what they're doing, and you see the different techniques. And listen, we talk about it all the time. If there's not a bite going on, or if you're not raising the fish in the area, you can just beat them down so much, and then you just kind of have to go. This is a great time in the Gulf right now for fishing, you know, from this time all the way through the fall, and it's, you know, it's second to none, really, and there's big fish in there. So it's just a question of finding those spots. Do you see the boats running very far from shore? Are they 100 miles off? Are they 200 miles off? What's the word on that?
Yeah, so pick and choose, depending on who you're talking to. When I spoke to Toby this morning, he said that they were about, actually last night, sorry, they were about 200 miles away. Some are closer, 150 or so. But I think part of that, like, decision-making for them, too, that's so interesting is, you know, there's thousands of oil rigs out there. And I don't think we ever talk about it enough in terms of where they're going, because they say they're running to another rig. You don't know if you're going north, if you're going further south, if you're going further west. And sometimes you make that one choice, that mistake hurts you for the entire day. So they could be back on it first thing in the morning tomorrow, but that's all depending on what decision they make at the end of the day today.
And what I love is I know that other tournaments, they might have called out a position, you know, of a certain boat last week. I would love to see that, but when you got in with the Gulf Coast Cowboys, you asked them, did they make a move or where they made a move? What was the emoji? Can you show me the emoji that they gave you on whether they did or did not move?
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually waiting for them to get me a photo of it too, but I've been speaking with Jordon Benefield on their boat, and I asked him, like, you guys made a move last night, right? He just gives me a on that one. And yeah, we have our sources. We know what happened, but at the same time, hey, you're absolutely right. You said other tournaments, sometimes they give away some locations. I'm going to have to find a really good dentist if I start giving people's locations, because as soon as I get back to the dock, they're going to come for me.
Yeah, you're not going to have any grill left. Yeah, thanks, Rudy. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Again, these guys, they want to keep it close to the vest. If they're catching fish in a certain spot, they don't want everybody to head over there. A lot to look forward to, and including 8:22 this morning. Well, we saw one catch of the Cowboys. Now, Texas Lone Stars, the defending champions, holding that Zane Grade Championship trophy.
Blackbird on the rod there.
Blue marlin right here.
Coming close to the boat, gonna pull that teaser out of the water right there. The fish should be right in that second wave.
Blue marlin right here.
There it is.
What's important about
There it
this
is
fish?
again. And that's the one. That's where they suck it down and go off. And you drop and you wait till it's time, and he's already looking like he's tight.
The key about this fish, with it being early morning day 2, this blue marlin would put them only a single white marlin out of first place. So, again, a hard charge early on in the
We
day.
saw what we saw. Whew.
You know what's so interesting about watching these guys fish and watching these pro teams fish? If you're not experienced and you don't really know the drill, and you watch him drop back,
Yeah.
you don't even know he's hooked up. His tip's down low, he pushes the drag up, the
Nonchalant.
circle hook finds the mark, and he's already ripping drag, and everyone's like, where, you know, if you don't know, they're where'd it go? Well, I'm already on. He's
It's in-
pulling
yeah, it's in
drag
his
for a
mouth.
minute here.
Moved ahead a few minutes here on the Lone Stars catch. Again, David Blackbird aboard the Freebird. They took it all back in Cabo San Lucas last year, trying to get back into the championship hunt this year. Brought to you by Exotic.
You see the smooth stroke there? Always smooth, you know, and that's part of it when you're using a little bit of lighter tackle. You don't want to do anything, you know, herky-jerky. Like you see when they grab the leaders with those gloves by their hands and they take grabs, that extra pressure in their mouth, in the corner of their mouth, makes them get a little angry. So if you do that with a rod and you start pumping hard and you're whining and pumping and whining, it can cause them to dive down, especially if you're using heavier tackle and you've got that drag pushed up. It can become a much longer fight.
Yeah, he's the leader, guys.
He's already
Moving
got
up.
the leader up, and the weed is sliding right down to the wind on.
This was an extended catch. I mean, we saw some quick catches of big fish. This is about a 16-minute catch. It took
Which
a
is
while.
really nothing, which is remarkable. They're back and nice and easy, the weed. You can see that trajectory of the line. It's staying up, it's staying up. And he's saying, Vamonos right there. He's saying, let me get that leader. He touched
There you
it.
go.
That's the key, Robbie. Touch that leader, get the 450. We've already identified the fish, so now they're good. Now all the pressure's off, and they can focus on getting this fish to the boat and getting a show out of this fish, hopefully a little jump to show us how beautiful this blue marlin really is. At 8:22 a.m., the sun's barely risen.
And you know where you're sitting points-wise. You know how close it is. David had a fish to end the day. He got the last fish of the first day of the tournament, blue marlin, day 1.
And that's huge. That's a huge thing to be able to do that, as we always talk about at the end of the day. But the nice thing is they get to fish until they come home on Sunday.
And that was kind of crazy. When we went off air yesterday, we're like, okay, maybe some guys will catch it. They didn't get any more until the sun went down. But they picked up today in a big way. There's twice as many fish caught on day 2 than on day 1.
And we've heard that a lot of boats have seen them. They've come up.
Yep.
They've come unbuttoned, or they didn't eat, or they faded off. The window shoppers, you know, rubber hooks, you name it. You know, a little bit of everything's happened out there. So they're there, but not everybody is getting a perfect hookup or a really clean hookup.
You see
That's really scoped up now. They're gonna thunderback.
the current points down there at the bottom of the screen. This would be their second fish, and they caught it first, so that puts them, in effect, in second place alone. Renegades are tied in points, but behind on top.
You got Raul on the leader. You got David Blackbird on the stick there.
Blue marlin right there. If anybody.
Oh, yeah, that's a blue marlin.
That's a top fish, boys.
This team finished 4th at the first stop in Key West, so they have some ground to make up as far as moving into that top 2.
Good work, boys.
Nice job.
Yeah. Great work.
Very
Go, go, go.
efficient.
Let's go. Very good, brother. Woo!
Kudos to Captain Spencer Johnson, putting him on the fish once again.
Yes.
Brian Richter on the camera.
All right. What's that? Stars. Good job, guys. Good job, Cap.
You sent us these underwater shots. That is so pretty.
Right in the middle of all that sargassum, and that's where it all starts.
So nice. Again, Gulf of America, we expected seeing some good-sized fish, and we've not we haven't been disappointed. Good mid-sized one right there. We saw a really pretty big one out of Brian Kelley yesterday and another good one today.
Yeah, that one yesterday was looking to be 500, and pretty impressive.
Just caught number 2, and yesterday, you know, we've got a lot of grass around, so kind of made the decision to pretty much teaser fish. And so all these bites, well, the 2 bites we've had have been on the teaser, so we're pitch baiting them, which has been, that's the most exhilarating way to catch a blue marlin. So just released our second, super excited. It's a great way to start the morning, and hopefully we can kind of keep picking away here. So we're fired up. Morale is high.
Morale should be high. You got a big jumper, a pretty fish, 450 points, puts them in second place. Just need to keep fighting. It's a 3-day event.
I'm David Blackbird with the Texas Lone Stars, and you're watching SFC on ESPN.
Discover heart-racing adventures, breathtaking views, and one-of-a-kind experiences that can only be found through the SFC Experience on Guidesley, Guidesley Pro. Go to sfcexperiences.com to find your next outdoor experience. Like to be a part of that, you get to go out there and cruise out there a few hours into fishing territory. When you're in the Gulf of America, you know it's a fishing grounds, whether it be tuna or billfish or others. Big mahi-mahi out there as well.
Morale boosters.
Yeah, you said their morale was high. They should be, being the Texas Lone Stars. And you see the Mississippi Blues with 450 points on the board. Let's see how they got there. Now, they are the Mississippi Blues, but Adam McGugan was the captain of the Third Coast Renegades squad last year that took this event title.
You got Adam Davidson in the chair, owner.
Garrett.
They have a small crew, but obviously they are getting it done right
Small?
now.
You mean four people is small?
That's right. That's lean. That's trim.
John Crocker and Garrett Schluter, the only other two, other than the captain and the one fighting this fish, left on that boat.
Can you give me some? Don't worry about that.
Peter, when we were in the Atlantic and we saw East Coast Remix make their way to Walker's Cay, and there were only 5 people on the boat, you said to me, man, that's hard to do. I mean, there's a lot going on with 5. How in the world do you get double?
Sometimes you get 2 fish, sometimes you get 2, 3 fish up in the spread, and you've got 2 dredges, you've got 2 teasers. The captain can only do so much. You got, you have guys that have, there's 4 baits out, we got riggers, and now you're pitching a bait. All of a sudden you've got 5 baits out. So you need a lot of hands. However, you know, if you're going to be sleeping out on the boat, spending a lot of time with people, you want to be with who you want to be with. If that means having a smaller, cut-down crew, you know, so be it. You know, you get to a point in your life where you want to be with people, not just because they're good fishermen, but because you really like them.
This is about as lean as you can get, though, right? I mean, the captain's stuck. He has to drive that boat. He cannot help you anyway, other than maybe pull in teasers if he's got the, you know, the controls up there. But that's it for him.
You know, Robbie, something we never talked about. I used to fish with my buddy Kit on my 25-foot center console. We fished tournaments, and I remember a day where we had 6 sailfish bite at the same time. It was the 2 of us. He leaves the wheel. We go beam 2. It's rough. We're trying to get these fish. We're getting sawed off because we can't, you know, there's a blue marlin out there, Robbie, but so we get sawed off. We catch like 3 out of 6, and it was one of those days where we're like, man, I wish we had more. One year, we had 6 anglers. We caught all 6 fish as we got a 6-banger on because they came through in a giant pack. And it just goes to show you, more hands, you know, it could produce obviously more points. But when it comes to blue marlin, it's not very common to have a double header. I mean, it happens. We've had a triple header one time in Venezuela. We had 3 blues on simultaneously, and we had to put buoys on the other rods and float them off and come back and get them after we completed one because they were decent-sized fish. It's expensive to go hang a $2,000 setup off the...
Do you throw some GPS on that buoy too?
No, there's no GPS on that back then.
Yeah.
We're using smoke signals.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be a pucker factor of 13 on a 10 scale.
Sorted there and quick cut. Good. All right, yeah, let's go get him. Let's go.
They're going back. That communication is just great to hear, you know?
See, even the simple stuff, again, with the 4 people, the captain is angling the boat, pushing it back, the angler's reeling. One mate is literally moving the chair facing that exact direction. The other one has to get the video verification. You forgot about that. It makes no difference. If that fish doesn't come up, he's got to have that on camera on what that species is. So that spot's taken as well. Somebody's got to release the fish. Grinding away, Adam Davidson. I was going to say, got to put some back in it, but you really don't. When you've got that seat, you can just kind of sit down. Let your booty do the work.
Stand up and sit back down, using that body weight. That's really the key with these fish, you know? You work smarter, not harder.
And I know the Louisiana Canyon is the only 0 on the board right now, but you see that done very well with Jacelyn Berthelot. Young lady really uses that fulcrum to her advantage and moving ahead in time just a little bit. It's about almost a 10-minute fight.
You ready, Garrett? I'm ready, baby. Let's get her.
I'm interested to hear about that buoy back there.
Water. Keep going, Adam. Keep reeling.
I see a buoy.
Blue and white Islander over the top of what looks like a ballyhoo head left over.
I got it.
At least he got a
Got
little
450
bit of
right there. They know the species, and now they really know the species. And there it is. Beautiful fish right there for the Mississippi Blues. The team owner, Adam Davidson, and crew. That's got to feel great.
Yeah, we don't have to zoom in and, you know, identify with our IGFTO. It's very simple. Definitely a blue.
Other way? Nope. Just gonna hold her here.
So the qualified points have already happened. They're just trying to release this fish as efficiently as possible.
This is no joke pulling on a fish like this.
Look, you going. You're good. All right. He's gonna roll him up on the side so you can get some video speed.
Oh man,
it's
nice.
a short chunk.
All right, 300 is cutting
like football.
Yeah, it's really nice shoulders, girthy. You know, it's a nice fish.
There's your cut.
Good job, guys. Sweet job. Woo!
Nice job.
Back at it. Back at it. First one. Homemade. After the repower. After the repower. Still good.
Got to re-rack, restack, redeploy, get ready to catch another. And each one of those worth 450 points. So, again, Mississippi Blues now moved into 4th place, but they're 1 fish from a tie to 2nd.
What's it like?
It was good. First one of the year. First one's a tough caught since I think last August. So I guess it's I was hoping it was like a bicycle, so I remembered. But got the blood pumping this morning. Decent size one. And Garrett's been a little sick this morning, so me and John had to get everything in. So in the meantime, that thing peeled off a lot of line, so I had a lot to do. Nice little cardio workout this morning. Woo!
Get that workout. Mississippi Blues again moving up that leaderboard. Beautiful underwater shots. The team that finished 3rd at the first stop of the season, moving up that leaderboard. They're trying to take the title. Catch a few more of those, they might have a shot. The Gulfport Mississippi Open is sponsored by the Nature Conservancy, conserving the land and waters in which all life depends. No Rivals. Billfish Conservation Project. And by Exotic Outdoors. We mentioned about the Nature Conservancy. You gotta take care of our waters and lands. That's what keeps these events going. And Sarah Burke was able to catch up with a special deal, the Oyster Restoration Reef, and Save Our Shells. Here's a little bit more.
Hi, I'm Sarah with Sport Fishing Championship. I'm out here with Tom from the Nature Conservancy for an oyster restoration. Do you mind telling us more about what we're doing out here today?
Sure, I'm the director of the Mississippi Coastal Program, and we're here on the Trapani Reef in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. So we're sending divers down to look at the conditions of the biological fauna on the reef. So the Nature Conservancy is a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the lands and waters that are important for life, and a lot of that includes areas that are important for recreational fishing, coastal habitats, and the waters that those systems depend on.
Will you walk us through what we're doing out here exactly when they go down and collect the oysters, what they do with them, what they're testing for?
So we've got 2 divers that are going to be going down in a minute. They're looking to do basically a population sample. So they have a meter quadrat. They'll collect all the oysters they can find within that meter, and we'll haul it back up and we'll measure those oysters for size, but we'll also measure them for quantities.
Do you find a lot of changes each time you come out? Is it a significant change?
Yeah, so one of the cool things that we've been able to see firsthand is, you know, a year ago, this oyster would have been half the size, if not smaller. 3 months is a long time between sample periods for an oyster to grow. So we generally do see a difference in the size of the oysters that we're collecting. One of the other projects that we do in Mississippi that the Nature Conservancy is leading is the Save Our Shells oyster shell recycling program. So we've actually added oyster shells from restaurants to this reef.
The shells themselves are pretty much the ideal habitat. That's what you would see in nature. All of that material would wind up in a landfill, and we are eliminating that.
We have 16 restaurants along the coast. One really good one is Bacchus on the Beach. They're located in Pasch Christian, and they're a real big contributor for us.
Why do you think it's important to recycle oysters?
It's important to recycle oysters because, in a way, we're investing in the ocean. What we put back into it is going to supply us tenfold. The reefs help with shrimp's habitat, crabs, and all that comes back to us and gives us the opportunity to sell it and gives people the opportunity to sell it to us. Therefore, once again, just building our community.
We've been able to do 3 projects within the Save Our Shells program. We've been able to build 2 living shoreline and then also put some on our reef as well.
The partnership with Sport Fishing Championship and the Nature Conservancy makes a lot of sense to me because we're interested in the habitat side of things, trying to build places for not only fish, but also other types of wildlife. And interest from recreational fishers into the sustainability of those habitats is really important. If there weren't recreational anglers, there wouldn't necessarily be as much interest in protecting wetlands and oyster reefs for the ecosystem benefits they provide. So having support of organizations that value habitat is really key to sending our message out there that, you know, these are important systems for the health of the coast from an organism standpoint, but also an economic standpoint.
If you want to learn more information about the Nature Conservancy and all of our projects, you can go to nature.org/ourwaters.
Really an awesome deal that they got there, Peter. You got to take care of the waters if you expect to have waters to fish later on in life.
Yeah, and you know, they actually clean the water.
Yeah.
They're filter feeders, and they take the water in, and what they expel is cleaner water, so the more you have, the better it is, and they taste great, so the replenishment is fantastic. Look at Dino McDowell. Oh my God, he's doing it again at 9:27, backing down hard. Little overcast skies, Dino's just cranking it in, and before you know it, fish takes off.
Good to see Dino in the chair. We've saw Lori McDowell, we've seen Brian Kelley, we've seen Jordon Benefield. It was Dino's turn, wasn't it?
Dino's got to get in there at some point. He can just do so many choo-choo trains from the mezzanine over there, sitting in the AC, you know.
I promise.
This is his moment, and to shine, he's a giver. You know, everybody else is working on fish, and he says, you know what? Let me get in there a little bit.
Like Bridges pushing that boat back, isn't he? I mean, he's closing the distance quick.
All that tells you, Robbie, is that the fish is up on the surface. That doesn't tell you that the fish is down. It tells you that they're closing that gap, and the fish is running on the surface away, and they're screaming in reverse.
Just way
off to the right. There it is. That's a lot of line out there.
Yeah, it is.
That's a shoulder burner.
Couple of football fields, probably.
Oh, yeah. You know,
Gotta
man,
move
when
up.
I should have played for state, I could have thrown a football over that mountain. Look at Dino just squatting. There's nothing never stood a chance.
Moved up in time. This is about a 10-minute fight for Dino. But when you got guns like that, I mean, you can, and you know you've got the right equipment.
Man,
you go
he's
ahead.
not even trying.
Yeah.
You and I, you know, we're trying to flex all the time. Not Dino. That's a natural giant horseshoe tricep.
Well, we hear his train whistle. I mean, he's running 2 engines on that train. I mean, not just one. He's double hooked.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the lead steam train. You know.
Come on.
Look at your videographer in the background with the phone.
Yeah, Brian Kelley doesn't miss.
I just saw, and I'm trying to figure out who it was. I think I just saw an Angler Perspective on Sport Fishing Championships Facebook page.
Some meta glasses on. I think it was BK.
BK's, yeah. There's our scoring system. Blue Marlin worth 450 points. We know that's a blue out there. The white, that's what Lori McDowell caught on the first day of the tournament, sailfish 75. And the crazy thing about it is they had a 75-pointer in the spread. It didn't get hooked up. Or if it did, it didn't get hooked up for long, and that would have them at a Grand Slam.
And when you say the crazy thing is, you typically don't see a sailfish out in these depths, but they do cruise there. Listen, they don't know any boundaries. You know, if there's bait, if there's fish, the fish are going to find those bait fish, any kind of billfish. But predominantly blue marlin, a little lesser on the whites, and the sailfish typically more inshore, but they are there. Not always easy to hook a sailfish on a trolled bait when you're kind of expecting something more grand, as they say, which would be the blue marlin or even a nice sized white marlin.
And it's not that the sailfish isn't fast enough to get it, but you may have a bigger bait presentation for that blue than you would have for the sail, for sure.
There's the lure right there. Yep. Take the call.
You're shooting down from the top there.
Hang on.
Keeping that lens clean. You can see that Dino got that on a lure. He's got old Pinky over there. Got the double line, the Bimini just below there is their leader.
There's your 450 points. It's done now. Now it's just up to the release.
Just let me know if I'm in your way, Cal.
Good color.
Fish is just rolling up nice and easy.
Just switching.
Not a lot of heat on the leader man there. Nice and easy, guiding him over to the other side. Nice fish.
Watch it. You gotta let it go. Nick, cut it behind me. Huh? Cut it behind me. Oh, Jordan.
Still seeing some coloration in those packs. He's still thinking like, hey, what's happening? What's that?
Try to go, baby. Good job, Dino. Nice job. Watch out, Jordan. Yeah, boy. Nice fish. Good job, pal.
That is a nice fish. It had just pulled him further and further ahead.
Yeah,
I remember seeing a little bit from the train gang. Here it is. I heard it.
Goodbye, girl.
This is their third blue marlin in the tournament.
Let's go! Great work, Blake. Let's go! Good job, y'all.
Brian Kelley still got the sleeves on for now. He might marlin roll them suckers off here before it's over with. Must have been a chilly morning.
Woohoo! Way to go, boys!
Good job.
Great job, Captain Blake. What that fish look like underneath the surface? She's just as pretty as when we saw her from the top of the day.
Man, that's a great shot.
Hey, welcome to Sport Fishing Championship. This is what it's all about. Big blues in the Gulf of America. Nothing better.
Coming at you, baby. Live from the Brittany Marine. Stay tuned.
This is Captain Adam for the Mississippi Blues, and you're watching Sport Fish Championship live on ESPN.
Sign up for SFC's Championship Fish Divisions for the chance to win cash and be featured in our live broadcast, representing favorite angling clubs that compete across 4 categories of meat fish: the wahoo, the yellowfin tuna, the swordfish, the mahi-mahi. Fish anytime, as many times you want between now and September 7th to win. Go to sportfishingchampionship.com/championshipfish 2026 to sign up now. Wow.
That looks like a championship fish right there.
Yes.
That is a nice yellowfin for Jacelyn and team. That is a beauty. Let's look at those sickle fins there. Oh, a little sweaty there. You work up a schwitz, huh?
Yeah, Louisiana Canyon's not with any billfish, but that is a big tuna, and you know when she holds that sucker up, it's going to look even bigger.
Oh yeah, anytime Jason holds a fish, it puts 40 pounds on it.
And that could be worth some extra money to them. They're trying to get off that zero in the billfish, but that could be a money-paying fish somewhere down the line. I think that might be a Mongo entry they were trying to say. What do you think it weighs? Hit us up on YouTube and or even in social media and let us know what you think that fish weighs. What do you think, Peter? Did you see it?
It's so tough to call when it lays on the deck like that and the angle of the camera. It really takes seeing the back of the fish and doing a measurement. But based on, from what I'm hearing with measurements and all, it tapes out to be about a 170.
Okay.
Which is a great fish.
I'm saying, if you get into that 200 mark, that would be a big deal.
It's just a question of, what do they have in their bellies? How much fat do they have in them? Are they super lean? It's all about everything that's put together with that fish, and they think it's about that much.
Well, Third Coast Renegades looking for a blue. They found one today. They found a couple today. The first one, though, at 9:45. We've been waiting on this team. Again, the defending Gulf champions. They won this event last year, although with a different crew, but this angling club looking to go back-to-back, and we know they caught 2 by that leaderboard.
And you see Garrett's already working on this fish, very serious but calm and calculated. Work going in reverse. You can see the imagery from the side there that they're moving in reverse.
Garrett
Yet
Frazier.
it's still a stalemate, or it's even taking a line depending on what's happening here.
Garrett Frazier, owner of the Magnifico.
He's no stranger to, there it is. There's the fish. There's the fish pushing water. That's what we love to see, especially in that calm water. You invest a lot of time, money, and effort to get to this moment, and this is your reward, to be able to hook up with a beast like this in the Gulf and be able to hook the fish and watch this fish put on a show. Blowing up that water. It looks like a Volkswagen dropping out of a helicopter.
And with this team also trying to go back-to-back in the Gulf, they won the Gulf side when we were at Key West, so they're on top of the points right now, led by Captain Drake Sawyer, new to the SFC this season.
And you see something different with what he's doing. There's times when you're going to be straight cranking. There's times when you're going to be squatting the fish and gaining that line, but he's doing a combination because when you're backing down, you can't just stand up and squat because you'll lose your pace. So right now he's kind of assisting. It's kind of that mid-range, pull up and squat. So he's doing a little bit of both, and that's something it's very common when your cadence needs to be figured out. He's figured it out. Sometimes you can slide back on the chair and pump it with your arm, or do what he's doing, squatting and doing a little pulling with the arm, just that little bit of assist. You've seen it with the thumb on the foregrip on some of these guys fighting fish, and that's applying a little extra pressure. So he's doing a little something there just to assist to get that fish a little faster.
It's almost like our cameraman Dusty knew I was going to talk about Captain Drake Sawyer, but again, new to the SFC, not new to this boat and fishing in the Gulf of America or Mexico for that matter. They made that trek over from Cabo San Lucas when we saw them back in October. Now the boat residing in the Gulf of America. They've got a perfect season going so far, Peter. Can they keep it up? They got a long ways to go to go catch the Cowboys, but it could happen.
Well-oiled machine and a boat that raises fish and a team that can connect on those fish. It's tough to be 100%, but I tell you, if you've got the hum and you've got these fish coming up at the spread and you can hook the majority of them, that's what's going to take you to Cabo to compete in the championship.
And it can happen in a hurry. Again, they didn't have any fish yesterday. We know that they have 2 today and effectively a tie for second place. So it's a long race. There are 6 events in the Gulf and 6 in the Atlantic. This is only the second stop. Garrett Frazier is going to be your designated angler aboard that vessel every single time. I see Dylan out there every now and then, though.
That's right, his son.
Here in the Gulf, you see those platforms off in the distance, and drill ships as well.
Then the boat will spin, and you'll see another one, and obviously there's one off in the distance as well. Got the leader. There's a 450 right there. Oof.
Nice job.
Nice.
Got a mover and a shaker. How pretty she is up next to the boat. I wouldn't want to get too close to it. I'd be D'Artagnan. I would not want a piece of that.
Yeah, when they get to this stage right here, you're going to be all right. It's when they're greyhounding full speed at the boat. That can be tricky. You never want to take your eyes off the fish, even at the boat right this. Even when the fish is tired, one kick, and they'll get you.
You say that now, but I know we're going to see a fish here in a little bit that got a little peppy when it goes to the boat. Something that's unusual, but we know we're about to see some excitement in a bit. Great job by Garrett, as well as the Third Coast Renegades. You got to get things going, and they did just that.
All right, on the board, nice blue marlin. It's still early, we're behind, but we're not out. Let's go.
They know it. I mean, you got to get that first fish before you can get the second one back to the 6 box and see if anybody's hooked up right now. That does not look to be the case, but they're on the hunt. So we saw the first catch from Third Coast Renegades. We'll get to see another one. We still, as we move into this second hour, still have several fish to talk about. Some blues, a white as well. Stick with us here on Sport Fishing Championship on ESPN. We've got a lot more to show you. Got some bigs jumping around the Gulfport Open. Gulfport Mississippi Open presented by Guidesley. A lot of blue marlins in the spread this week. Seen a white. Going to see another white here in just a bit, but looking at this fishing, it is a lot of catching as well. We knew this fishery was going to be good, but finding that right area. I know Chloe Turner talks at times, about these upwellings and the eddies and things, but there's canyons, there's certain rigs that hold more fish than others, but either way, it's a much fishier day on day 2.
Yeah, it seems like the Gulf's producing a lot of fish. We've heard a lot of fish caught. We've heard a lot of fish that came into the spread. And it really boils down to getting to the right rig at the right time with the right presentation. And that's very important. You see a lot of rigs in every shot that we're seeing thus far. There are a lot of eddies. There are a lot of temperature changes, but it seems like the fish are kind of scattered all over the place. And it's just a question of making the connection. Are you going to get 100% hookup ratio, 50, or are you going to get a 0%? So the key is going to be making those shots count. The fish are there, and they're big.
And the type of presentation, you talked about that as well. Whatever the Gulf Coast Cowboys have been doing, they've been doing it right. Again, with the first fish of the tournament, they've already caught several blue marlin, a white marlin as well. So whether it be live bait, lures, I think they're in control of their own destiny right now with a 1,000-point advantage.
Yeah, I know the Gulf Coast Cowboys have 2 fish on lures, and I think the other 3, is it? I think they have 3 fish on live bait. There's Brian Kelley.
Starting both days early. Yesterday was 8:30, this morning around 6:30. So first fish both days.
There's Dino. He's working on his fish. He's got his on a lure. We had a little pink action there. We got the choo-choo train. That's the signature move that keeps the vibe going. Brian Kelley on yet another blue marlin. Showing the guns.
Live leaderboard brought to you by No Rivals. The Cowboys with a 1,000-point advantage. So, yeah, somebody can catch up and still take the lead. There's still a lot of time, and they're going to fish even after we go off air in about another 57 minutes. They'll be fishing, all the way till nighttime and then picking it up before daybreak in the morning. But Louisiana Canyons have to do something different. You talked about it in your keys to success. They need to change it up. Right now they've got a big tuna, but that doesn't count towards any points in SFC.
That's right. Well, it's a championship fish. We're getting a championship fish, which is some nice money there. But yeah, it's a question of what's going to make them bite. What's going to elicit a strike? I talked about it in the keys to success. Is it going to be the size of the bait, the type of bait, a blackfin, a yellowfin, a skipjack, a bonita? Is it going to be a rainbow runner? Is it going to be a 10-pounder, a 5-pounder? And they be in the right spot at the right time. You got to cross paths with the right fish, with the right bait, make it happen. And sometimes it's just, you know, an onslaught you can't miss. And now we're gonna go to, let's go to the Cowboys, Robbie, at 10:05. And who do we have up? We've got Brian Kelley in the chair.
Oh, there it is. Big splash.
That is a power thrust right there, and that's what the marlin can do. They have giant tails, which allow them to propel themselves into the air. And with that body mass, they can throw a ton of water, and that's what these fish do. And sometimes they'll race right past the boat going full speed as you're just trying to get tight on the fish. And you got a giant belly of line that's coming at them, keeping the boat in gear, going fast, going towards them. I hadn't seen this footage before. This is what it's all about, Robbie. This is what gets your blood pumping, it gets your heart pounding. You don't need much coffee if you're doing things like this.
BK with another good one, too.
Yeah, he got a nice one yesterday, probably about 450, 500 pounds, very close to the rigs.
Yeah.
Dropping back live bait, marking fish, deploying, you know, live baits out there, having one on either side. The guys are dropping them back when they get those bites, and that's a critical moment too. You don't want to go too tight on the drop back. You don't want it to bird's nest in case it like really thunder bites it and blows it up. You got to have the right amount of finger pressure. Everything has to go your way, and with all this practice and these teams fishing together for this amount of time, they've really, really got it down, and this new boat is raising the blues.
I haven't heard you referred to as a thunder bite before. So
Yeah.
It thunder bites it.
Yeah, very common. Use it all the time, especially when I'm eating. I'm very hungry. My buddy Russell Kleppinger, he's a tarpon, you know, they call him a tarponator.
Right.
And he always writes that to me. I'm like, oh, how was it today? He goes, oh man, we got a thunder bite, you know, boom, that's the one we needed.
He's putting it to him. This fish by the Cowboys, almost 15 minutes out of Brian Kelley fighting this fish.
That shark got a big old bill.
You hear that?
Yeah, the big old bill.
You know, he said that shark had a big old bill on his face because someone's probably said it was a shark originally.
They misidentified it.
You gotta love it when a shark turns into a big blue marlin.
Yeah, it's much better to think it's a shark and it be a blue marlin than think it's a blue marlin and it end up as a shark. We've seen that today, I think, out of Lori McDowell. Had a fish on.
I think we're still strong.
We had a fish on at the end of the Chica Lodge tournament, and we thought it was bonita, and nobody was carrying, and we were backing down the fish just to get it.
Yeah.
And we're backing, and all of a sudden, sailfish jumps up, and we're right there on the leader, and everyone freaks out. Yeah, that bonita turned into a sailfish, which is really nice to see.
Which turned into some dollars, too, probably.
It did.
Dollar bill, y'all. Telling you, we saw Brian Kelley's first blue marlin last year. He's turned into quite the fisherman, quite the angler in the past season.
He's had many on. He's caught, so it wasn't his first. I mean, I don't want to call it his first one that he caught and released, and actually, you know, but he's had a lot of fish on, and they just come be unbuttoned, you know, near the boat. So he's had a lot of experience, but he really, you know, opened the floodgates with that first one last year.
Do you count that as like me when I went fishing with you? I was like, okay, I had it on, we did a leader, that's fine. But
well,
until I got it
of the adrenaline and feeling it and seeing it, and it's very visceral, you know, if you will, to experience all that. So it wasn't like it was the first time he was ever on one. He's had a lot of experience. That's what I'm trying to get at. He's really into it, grew up fishing, and this is where it took him. Have a 67-foot, 6'7" Paul Mann, and they are doing it. Dino and crew and Lori and the entire group, you know, with Jordan and Dalton, Nick Becker, and of course, Captain Blake.
Yeah, this is, it's kind of like a guy who's ate up with it. You know who I can compare him to, honestly? And he might have a couple more zeros at the end of his paycheck, Michael Jordan. I mean, think about it, a guy that's at the top of his game that loves a certain sport. Both are entertainers, but MJ loves sport fishing, so does BK.
Yeah, MJ's really, I mean, he's full on tournaments all over the country all the time.
Yeah, catch catch 20.
I love seeing him when I was fishing the tournaments down there. He'd be sitting on the teak, on the gunnel, one leg over the side, one leg up, the rod in one hand and a cigar in the other. Yeah. Always. And now it's a giant boat, and he's got his wrap on it, gray and white, kind of leopardy look.
But it's cool. Just think about it. From Austin Dillon, of NASCAR fame, have represented his team, South Carolina Outcast. Scotty Scheffler with the Texas Lone Stars. It keeps going on and on.
We'll stop to the break of
Taylor Gooch.
You have to have NFL, NBA, NASCAR, country music.
Yeah, just keep going.
It just keeps going on.
But you got to appreciate the passion for this sport. I love it. You do it one time, you're going to be hooked.
I'll never forget when I took out 10 New York Yankees, and they were just, just ecstatic with mahi.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't get over
I told you, I love just bait fishing. You need a bait guy, I'm your dude.
Yeah, you are good at it. All right, he's going for the leader there. That will be the 450 signature moment there. Nick's got it. That's the catch right there. That's official. Now we get to take a peek. Foamy. Very foamy. That's a lot of spinning, and now there it is.
And that was a 14-minute fight.
Yeah, if it's calm like that, things are in your favor.
There you go.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Heck of a job. Let's go! Let's go! Marlin brothers! Let's go! Let's go!
What a morning, boys and girls. Hope y'all enjoy it because we're having a blast out here. Junior!
Thank you, Lord.
That phrase is raising them up.
What a morning. I don't even know what to say right now. This is the good Lord, man. Hey, Anetic Performance, keeping us dry, man. Keeping us dry out here, catching all these blue marlin. Y'all go get y'all some.
He's right there talking about that day. This is their third billfish of the day, their fifth billfish of the tournament, and getting the right kind, getting those blues at 450 points apiece.
That's huge.
We're going to step aside for just a bit. They're still only one fish away from having a slam an extra 200 points. Will they have that sail come up in the spread? That'll be cool. I'm almost at the point, if you have a good advantage, you go try and find the sail just to do something special for the team. But right now, they're over 1,000 on top. The Gulfport Mississippi Open is sponsored by the Coast Guard Foundation, Cross Chartering Yacht Transport, official transport partners of SFC, by Turtle Box, and Real One Fishing Club. Good things come to those who wait. Giving back to the people that help make these events possible. World Oceans Day is right now, and we took part, the SFC crew did, in that World Oceans Day beach cleanup. And Rudy Tamarco and a lot of the crew went down there and cleaned up the beaches in the Gulfport area. They might have seen a few snakes, but they also picked up a lot of trash.
This is Courtney from Sport Fishing Championship, and this week we're really proud to be supporting our community champions and focusing on their local initiatives to help support World Oceans Day, World Oceans Week, National Fishing and Boating Week, and ASA's Million Pound Challenge. This morning we are at Biloxi Lighthouse Beach participating in ASA's Million Pound Challenge, which essentially is encouraging people to get out in their local communities and help pick up trash along your local waterways, whether that's a canal, whether that's the ocean, or a local beach. As anglers, boaters, and outdoor enthusiasts, we understand that healthy fisheries start with healthy habitats. So every single piece of debris removed from our waterways really is helping protect marine life, it's helping improve water quality, and preserving these incredible resources for our future generations to come. SFC is proud to do our part today alongside our staff and community members, and we encourage everyone watching to join the effort in your own local hometowns.
SFC always giving back, and we have those community partners and people we work with, again, whether it be the Nature Conservancy or the World Oceans Beach Day. We're glad to be a part of it. We're looking at our 6 Gulf Division teams out there in the water, Peter, but you got to keep these waters, you got to keep these lands right if you're going to fish, if your kids are going to fish. Both of them.
Yeah, well, I actually just did an event with Starbright, one of my partners, and we did the clam restoration where they have a massive drone the size of, you know, almost like a helicopter.
Right.
Goes up there and disperses millions of baby clams. And it doesn't take them that long to grow. You'd think it'd take a little longer, but that's what they're doing, and that's cleaning out the waterways, cleaning out the systems, and it's also providing great food for the restaurants, the local eateries. So it's a win-win situation. It's a great thing to do. And now as we're watching, you know, the Cowboys, they're doing some moves over there. I don't know quite what's going on there, but there seems to be some kind of excitement.
That's in the upper left. They dropped something out.
Maybe it was a bait. It's a live bait they're deploying, I think. And then you see the...
something's going on, though, definitely.
Well, you see the canyons. They're hauling butt to go to the next spot. They've got live baits deployed. Yep, that's interesting.
Yeah, so, I mean, he went underneath, and then they manned that rod.
Feels like it's getting bit right there. Feels like it might have a catch alert moment.
Man the battle stations, Brian Kelley. This is happening live. Buckle up, Buttercup.
See that little help there? I mean, Nick's got that. He's got that live bait, giant bait drop back on point.
The last catch from this boat is the one we just saw at 10:05 with BK and that blue marlin.
Give him a little more line. There you go. Feels good. He's feeling good about it. Are you serious? Are these guys maybe potentially? Oh yeah, that's no sailfish and that's no stinking white marlin.
It's like we saw out of the New Jersey Seabirds a couple of weeks ago in Charleston, right? I mean, they are.
Hey, look at Kelley right now. He looks like he's getting strapped into a fighter. He's like a fighter pilot right now. He's like, Goose. Got contact.
What's the vector, Victor?
Over. This is under. Under. This is over. This is overdone.
It's not in low, is it?
They're backing. They're backing already.
He's like, this is so easy. Did you hear him? He's like, this isn't in low, is it? So if he's got it on a higher speed presentation and he's making ground, he's going, hey, this doesn't feel right.
They're going, man.
Yeah.
They are going back.
Blake don't mess around.
I mean, you see that whitewater back there. I mean, is it me or was that a fish just breaking the surface? So I don't see any whitewater anywhere else. I saw a little push of water back there.
Could this be their 6th billfish of the tournament?
I'll tell you, Robbie, this season we've had a couple of runaways, huh?
Yeah. I mean, last year, you know what it took to win? I think it was 3 blues and a white. That's what it took to win. They're already there. They've got 4 blues and a white already.
And then things get serious. You start thundering back, the fish is up. Let's see. Nick likes it. He's strapped.
The way we saw them deploy a live bait there at the end, you think that's the one that got bit? I mean, at that point,
I believe that they maybe had one bait out and maybe they were freshening up a bait. It looked like he was holding it off to the side so it didn't go in the props.
Okay.
And they were kind of helping each other get, you know, these are decent sized baits.
Yeah.
You can't just throw a 6, 7, 8 pounder under the boat. It's going to go right in the props. So you want to get some distance from it. And I believe that's what they were trying to do. It looked like they had 2 live baits out.
And that's
but I could be wrong, Robbie. It could have just been one. You know, we only get you know a little picture of what's happening here, but it's a great picture. It's coming from the Starlink right to the studio live as we're watching.
I mean, it was 1,000% live. Looking at it on the 6 box, and we go, hang on, there's some action going on there. But yeah, they probably had one live out, and we've seen that before. They don't take this one, they take that one, and they needed that other option.
And prior to that, BK was up on the bridge, and the guys were doing something. Oh, there it is.
Come on, let's see if they have a touch. I mean, we know they're at it, and there it is.
Wow, what's that? What we got there?
Is it a mighty whitey or a blue? Wasn't a sail. Oh, right when we get the breakup. Again, I'd like to thank Elon for even giving us this opportunity.
Got it. Go ahead.
Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Is it white?
I don't know. I'm hoping they still have it on there.
Good job, boys and girls.
And again, they'll call it in too.
How do you like me now?
Junior was doing all he could, but our image was breaking up.
Baby, we're rolling.
You know what the problem is? They're overloaded with excitement on that boat, and it's breaking up the signal.
Yeah, they're soaking it up with their cell phones,
Yeah.
brain waves.
We'll get that. They will call back, and our IGFTO, Cordy says she needs to see some additional footage. Now they can give them that and/or try and refeed it from Junior's camera. So we will try and get that to you. We know it was a billfish. We couldn't see if that was a white or a blue. But it was fairly quick, and we know it's another one. We'll get clarification probably on the other side of the break. That was happening live here on Sport Fishing Championship.
My name's Josh Hendricks. I am the general manager of the Palm Beach offices for One Water. I've been with the company now for 14 years. That includes the version of the company that existed before that One Water acquired. Since we were acquired by One Water in 2017, we had 1 or 2 offices, and we've expanded substantially over that period of time. We've added brands, we've added locations, service locations. The team has grown, just enormous growth over that period of time. Service is huge, it's everything. I think that having a good reputation for service will completely make or break. You can have the best sales team in the world, but if you don't take care of your clients and service your boats, then it's all for nothing. We have locations all over where clients can bring their boats to. HCV is one of our newer brands.
The reason with the HCV is it just is a unique boat in itself. Larger center consoles, they're not really making larger center consoles that have a fishability in the backside. And there's place for 10 guys or 10 couples to be on the boat. It really has bigger live wells on the back. It has electric reel plug-ins for kites. It gives you a lot of space in the back cockpit to fish from, along with space in the front if you're doing some bottom fishing.
We have Riviera as well. It's a family-friendly fishing boat, but HCB has really offered that outboard package that we didn't have before.
Every summer we take all of our customers out to the Bahamas and teach them how to boat in the Bahamas, teach them how to fish in the Bahamas, and those kind of events keep people within our brand.
Getting boaters together with other boaters that they may not have known before, having that shared experience is really unique, and it creates friendships and bonds that they might not have found or had otherwise. If you want to learn more about One Water Yacht Group, first place to go would be our website. Obviously, we share all of our inventory and everything on the site. We have boats in marinas all over the place in Palm Beach County too, so we can direct you to what you're looking for anytime.
As part of World Ocean Day this week, consider supporting the Billfish Conservation Project, founded in 2019. BCP was established to protect our valuable ocean resources and billfish. Go to billfishconservation.org and join the newsletter. Become a member, and you can make a donation. Well, we just were following our Gulf cruise just a moment ago. Our angling club's out on the water and picked up on a live catch by the Gulf Coast Cowboys. They're offline right now where they're actually trying to feed in that footage of what we just saw live. Peter, when we started doing this 5 years ago, we thought it was really cool to have the opportunity to show you something live.
Robbie,
we saw it.
We got the replay right here. This is what we want to see.
One Water Yacht Group brings us that instant replay. Identify, Peter.
That's a tough call for me.
Yeah.
It's got to be a blue. I mean, it's got to be a blue.
Yeah,
eating a live bait like that, I don't think one of the white marlin can choke that down.
The way that dorsal sure did look like a blue.
Yeah, it's definitely a blue. Very.
Look at it.
Let's
Yep.
go! Let's go, baby!
Our IGFTO says so. She confirmed.
IGFTO has confirmed that is a blue marlin.
Courtney
has done it upstairs in the control room.
How do you like me now?
I like you a lot, Nick.
Hey, that's a whole nother singer. You know.
We're rolling, baby. We're rolling.
All right, Jordan.
Hey, you're not afraid to throw a little
All right,
Toby
Lori.
Keith out there. Everybody loves Toby.
Way to go, Junior.
Junior filming to get the love.
Yeah, giving our cameraman some love. He got that shot. We were breaking up, and it wasn't Junior's fault. That's for darn sure.
Louisiana Canyons, hauling butt, man. They're going to make something happen.
You see that 450 release points. They are in a NASCAR race. They have a full lap advantage.
It's a Laparuski. That's from Laplandia. Are you familiar with that area?
I mean, I've heard about it. Hadn't been there.
I've been there.
With the Gulf standings also, the Gulf Coast Cowboys were in 5th place. A 5th and a 1st will go a long ways to moving into that top 2. The winner, Third Coast Renegades, still looking good right now, as they're still in a virtual tie for 2nd place. Mississippi Blues, 3rd in the first stop. They're currently 4th. Texas Lone Stars in 2nd now, so they're helping their chances in those top 2 spots. We only take 2 from the Gulf, 2 from the Atlantic to fish in October. We saw
Marty's cranking up a little food there, and you see the Mississippi Blues. The mate there was cranking the bait up a little bit, and you can see what he does. See how he puts his hand on the foregrip and holds the rod down? Because if you just really crank on it, the rod bounces, and you have a chance to get a tip wrap, or it just comes on the reel funny, and you don't want that. When you've got that much heat on these fish, you want that line coming onto the reel cleanly, so when it leaves cleanly. Leave it better than you found it. That's the move right there. So everybody's doing a little something. You got everybody's, trolling, running, or if you're on Marty's boat, it's a feast.
Black flag's bottom right of your screen. We saw Marty last year. He's quite.
Wait, what am I seeing here? The Mississippi Blues guys. Mississippi Blues.
Upper right.
There's a lot of running around.
Top right. We go
from Adam Davidson running over to one side. There's baits coming in on the other side. That's a fish on right there. Water is blowing up back there. That is another billfish.
We have another buoy.
Right,
that last rod to the right.
Yep, that actually is another buoy.
We go.
You see what they're doing? When we go to the Dominican Republic, we fish those fads. Is this buoy acting as a fad? Or is this a moving object? Is it surveying? Is it out there taking the surface temperatures or more? I mean, obviously,
that might be a NOAA buoy that's actually being a fish aggregating device.
Yep.
That's what a fad stands for.
Yep. They say we don't need no stinking oil. We'll just take this one blob out here in the middle.
We don't need these homemade Puerto Rican fads. We've got the NOAA ones right now because we see a lot of them in Puerto Rico that they put out there to try and draw in.
Oh, they have them all over the world. Guatemala, they have them in the Panhandle as well. They put them out there for the cobia and for the snapper. They put out chicken coops. They strap them together, drop them down. They'll even put tarps on them, palm fronds, and they go to their spot. And that spot is sacred to them. Do not come up on a boat in the Panhandle with air bottom fishing.
Really?
You will be shot.
Watch it down.
Oh,
look at them pushing some water. We haven't seen this in a while.
Oh, give me a beer.
Twinsies. I mean, they filled up their tuna tubes just straight from the back.
Back there, Garrett. About ankle deep.
That's definitely a blue marlin. There's no way that they're doing that. They're doing that for a white.
And the Blues then would be in a tie for 2nd. Again, the way that it's looking right now, you are looking for a 2nd place finish when this is all done because Cowboys are not slowing down.
All right.
So what happens if 2nd place, 3rd place, and 4th place all have 900?
Yeah, you've got a little bit.
Then whoever had that 900 point total first would be the tiebreaker. Who had it 2nd would be the tiebreaker.
And then points-wise for the finale? Or for the numbers for the tournament?
Each one is placed. The first place in the tournament, you get 3,500 points. 2nd place gives you 3,000. 3rd gives you 2,800, and 4th gives you 2,600. So every place you finish incrementally gets higher the higher you go.
Yeah.
He just came off. I know.
It looked like he came off.
Got weird
for a second.
Back up.
Fish could be wrapped. They do something like that. That could be some kind of wrap.
There he is. There he is. Little bitty one. There he is.
Oh boy!
Whoa, a jump up.
Man, that was a Michael Jordan right there. Air Bud.
Looks a slimmer variety though.
No, it's the right size. It's the one they want.
Yeah, right size meaning you don't need a big fish. You just need a 450.
You just need something that looks over about 100 pounds, and you know it's not a white marlin. I tell you, Adam Davidson, he's getting his cardio workout, man. They're plowing backwards, man. They're getting after it. They're just about to touch that leader. Just moments away from a 450. You got that little clump on there. Once that clump comes off.
Rocket. Okay, perfect.
See the thundering back there.
Right here, Adam.
Every now and then you got to check it.
Oh, really?
They're not wasting time, are they?
No, they want that fish. It's laying on the surface. They've got to get that leader touch. They've got to get it. That blue and white Islander lure on top of that ballyhoo.
Oh, getting close.
Or is it a lure?
Getting close.
Oh, it's a lure.
Getting close.
You got to bring it to one side or the other.
I mean, look at how much water they're pushing.
Well, think about that fish, how quick this has been. I mean, that fish is
right here.
powering away.
Come on, you need some Ben Simmons arms out there. We need a 7-footer.
Right below that moment.
And it's the time you almost want to back up if you can, if you're an angler, but you can't.
You
when
can't. You're in that chair. You're locked and loaded.
He's got to do it.
Here we go. This is the moment right here. They're going to thunder back and get him right here.
I mean, this is tense.
I
3 feet away.
Turn.
Did I say 12 feet away?
Oh, hang on. Grab it. I got it.
There you go.
Thank you, John.
Nice. Yeah, that was a little bigger than we thought. That's a nice one. Another 450 for the Mississippi Blues. Adam Davidson on the rod. Man, they got the small crew and they're making big things happen.
Crazy what they're doing with 4 people on that boat. And now it's their second blue marlin of the day.
Yeah, that line, I believe, was around his dorsal. You see that dorsal split? I bet you the line got around his dorsal. That's when he thought he came off for there for a second, and then it was like, oh, a hard wiggle, a shake.
And until you get that qualified catch, it could be something that would saw that fish off as well.
Yeah, when you're pulling like that, that's end game. You know what you got. You got the points, you got the fish, everything's identified, and now you're just trying to get your lure back and hopefully your hooks if you can.
Yep. Alright, that's a good video. Let me get that lure. Set the camera down. Stick it in the rod holder. I got 4 wraps. Stick the camera in the rod holder, little John.
Adam McGugan does it again. The captain, John Crockard, Garrett Schluter, and Adam Davidson on the rod and reel for their second blue marlin. 900 points now for this team.
I might
and a tie for second place behind
Nice work. Good job, Adam. Tie for third place, just out of nowhere. Boom, boom.
Like Mike Iaconelli said, never give up. It just shows you how quick it can happen between this team. Or spread it out.
Woo! Let's go get another one. That one got me.
They're in the zone. That was a wet one, but a point precious one.
Gotta get some more. We gotta get some more.
And then they say Garrett, I don't think was feeling well earlier too. So even though they got 4, they might be playing with 3.5 members on that board. But we had a jumper there, and that is 450 points, people. Fish like the pros, you gotta look like the pros. You might even have to cook like the pros. Visit SFC Shop today to represent your favorite angling club all year long, including the new hats from No Rivals. You can find it all available at shop.sportfishingchampionship.com. Marty likes to party. Marty Wilson aboard the West Florida Black Flags, cooking it up.
I'm drooling for the food and drooling for the shirts. Look at that, man. He really knows how to do it. You know what that tells me, Robbie? They got some tuna last night. That looks like fresh tuna, avocado, all the seasoning on there, man. He's got a nice mixture. Let's see what else he's got on there. Some sesame seeds.
Cam Shull, our cameraman, they're on this boat throughout the season in the Gulf. I have a feeling he asked for this boat for a reason, and they're a very good reason at that.
Those are not your normal tiny pieces that you get. You need a spoon for. Those are forkable.
I can eat. I feel like I'm eating with the West Florida Black Flags.
A little bit. I gotta be honest. I'm kind of like, I'm having.
I feel like just give me a fork and I think.
my face.
Yeah, give me a fork. I think I can be set. But again, West Florida Black Flags looking for their catch, and they did get a catch. Oh no, they're hooked up right now. Marty, you better get outside. That was just a little look ago because there's Marty right there. But yeah, this is live.
Donnie?
Live Porrosos vodka. They will be having some grub and vodka if they do get a blue marlin here. You see the Black Flags with 100. That one is a white marlin that Marty caught earlier. We're going to look at that.
Top.
Yeah, they're going to be fishing all day today. They have all day tomorrow before the Citizens lines out.
Little wahoo there, that could be good, you know. That's more. Wow, it's way back there. Let's see him skating across the surface. Maybe he's a skater boy.
Did you say it was a wahoo?
I heard Marty mention it. He said it could be a wahoo.
Well,
I mean, it is sliding up pretty easy.
There's more grub than for the lunch or the dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to catch a blue, but if not, you want some good eating.
Well, they've already got the good eating. This is just
you can never have enough.
Doubling down on it. This is one of my favorites. If it is indeed that.
Yeah, you said that's one of the.
Oh no! Oh boy.
Oh no! Oh yes.
Oh yes. Yeah. You want to do that with a little oil and a little jalapeno pepper and a little bit of this.
I used to watch you back in the day. I know you're only 27 years old, but you know you would catch and then cook it up.
That's right. People,
or not.
People
cooking.
really enjoy that. I mean, whether you're doing it for TV or whether you're doing it for fun, everybody loves to catch and cook or grill out there. It becomes like a festival.
Speaking of that, you had an experience that you didn't even plan on. You went on vacation with your wife this last week in Mexico. You went out in a little panga and you did it again.
It was my wife Alessia's birthday, and I hired a local guy, went out in a panga, and we were going through a 10-foot break coming through the cut, and he goes, "Whoa, this is bigger than I expected." I said, "Geez, Roberto," I said, what's happening here?" He goes, "Well, we're only going a mile to 1,000 feet, and you're going to drop a 400 gram jig down on the bottom, and you're going to jig up Queen Snapper." I said, "Really?" My first drop, here comes a 20-pounder. Unbelievable. We had it in every which way you could possibly imagine. Say this place called the Banyan Tree Mayakoba. Unbelievable. They did an incredible job with everything.
Here they got a good sommelier there too.
Oh, great everything.
So yeah, we're skipping one on the surface. This could be some grub. A little bit later. That one's going to come back.
Well, they've got the cuda on board. Now they need to up it. They've got the food. They've got the tuna, obviously, to make that food. Now they got to get rid of this cuda. But let's take a look back at the black flags earlier today.
Marty Wilson, this is what got him that 100-point catch. And this is one of my favorites of the tournament so far. 12:56 this afternoon. This is how it went down. Getting Cam up top with the captain. Looks like they were doing some zigzagging as well. You can see their path.
Nobody was down here. Where was you at? Where was you at? Where was you at? Where was you at? Send the Riga down. I can't pass him now. Send the Riga down.
And Marty Wilson, who we saw in the galley earlier with the food. Are you impressed, Peter? I said galley instead of kitchen.
Oh, that's important. And instead of bathroom, you say head. And instead of couch at the back of the boat, you say mezzanine.
Hey, I need to get to my
You say the bow.
That sounds fancy.
Port is left because it's 4 letters. Always remember left is port.
You got me.
And then starboard is right.
But when you're facing back,
what
the
do you
left
have,
would be the
I'm
right.
right here. I'm up top.
Midship, the midship is pretty important.
Bow stern.
The forward, box, fish box on the port side.
Marty, let me know when. Still rolling.
Good to hear Danny Watts talking to his crew and our first billfish for this team.
Marty goes from chef, fisherman, to chef.
And he's an artist by trade. I'm a very talented artist and does a lot of ocean scenery, fish work, makes trophies, you name it. Got to get the gloves on.
See the leather? So it doesn't cut through, that line, you wrap on a big fish, Alex Diaz, he says, no way, Jose.
Good to see Alex back in the SFC another year. Borosos Vodka, again, one of their sponsors. I love the commercials they do in between our You have Bert there.
Yeah.
And Angura. That's their product. But when they do that Made in America, and you hear that bird go,
That's hilarious. Wally comes in.
Yeah. I see the Citizen on his shoulder, Peter, and we don't have to worry about a Citizen's lines out because they can fish till their heart desires today.
That's right. We'll see that tomorrow. We'll see that tomorrow at lines out.
4 o'clock Central,
4
yeah.
p.m., right? Right, they go all the way into shore, and they're about to grab that leader.
So
you got him on the leader with his
saw Rose McMahon there for just a moment as well.
I'm going to get him a jump. Hold on, we're going to get her to stop.
So we really haven't seen what kind of fish it was yet, did we?
No, I'm sure they know, but we'd like to see it because we love looking at them fish and admiring them.
Yeah, we know that they called it in as a white marlin. That gave them those 100 points. Now we see it's a white marlin.
We got a tumbler. That's when you know you got a lot of heat. You're bumping forward. You're pulling on the fish. You're giving it all you got, Captain. Let's do it, jump.
Wait, you're coming over this.
3.
Just keep it going.
Get close. 4, 5. This thing's very peppy. An acrobatic white marlin.
6. These are not regular jumps. These are super flippy upside downers.
Power.
7. 8.
As the fish trying to spit the bit. Equine
that
turn.
Tail, boy, that is power right there.
Dude, just rip it. I'd be watching out for that bill. I mean, these are the times when that thing just wants to jump in and say, how you doing?
9. 10.
Now we're coming.
That's a walker. That's almost an 11. 12.
Oh!
Just leave some slime on the side of the boat.
All right, pucker factor 14.
Okay, 13.
That is our most active fish of the season. Just let me get my little pink thing back.
Bill looks a little shorter all of a sudden, doesn't it? You see that?
Did it? Did he break it off so?
That fish is just the most ornery white marlin I think of all time.
Yeah, he's teed off. And that could be just the way he's hooked, right?
He needs a hug.
I wouldn't get it there.
What a work.
We got 14 jumps in the transom. We didn't even count the other jumps. And we had it almost enter the Sandman, enter the Dragon, enter the white marlin, into the pit.
Grab that bubblegum wonder. Let that fish go.
Bubblegum. That's some shrimp.
There you go. Got the hook. A little reviving like it needs any.
Ready?
That's what he's doing.
She's alive. She's ready to roll.
Adios.
We're getting the stink off the boat. 100 points.
Good job, brother.
Hey, Marty, way to go, man! Way to go, Alex!
We're on the board. That's 1.
Nice job, guys. Hey, way to go, Black Flag! Let's go, baby!
Bailey Walker.
She wanted to ride home.
She wanted to ride home, Alex.
Great job on the West Florida Black Flags. Again, it's important. Even though it's a white marlin, they're a couple of blues away from actually jumping into second. So it can happen. It happens in a hurry.
I'm Spencer Johnson, captain of the Texas Lone Stars, and you're watching Sport Fishing Championship on ESPN.
After we crown a winner in Gulfport, the Gulf Division will take a week off before they set course for Panama City Beach, Florida, Gulf Coast Cowboys country. It's the Bay Point Billfish Open, June 25th through 27th. You can join us right here on the SFC YouTube channel and ESPN+. Looking forward to that. A little PCB. We saw some action out of the Renegades earlier today. Garrett Frazier with that blue marlin got them on the board. We know it's not their only one. We're looking at them live right now on the water looking for that third fish because at 10:59 they hooked up with their second. This is a good one, and once again by Garrett Frazier. get hooked up. Got to have that set up right. You don't know how long it's going to take you, Peter.
Exactly. They must have obviously seen the fish to know to be putting on the harness and the fighting belt and getting it all going, because you don't want to waste all your energy at 11 o'clock in the morning. You got a lot of fishing left to do, so might as well use everything that's at your disposal.
Power reeling here. See the boat backing up as well. These are the good times. You know that fish is up and you're making ground, the boat's making ground. Make it quick. Deploy the baits again. Let's go fishing. You can see the squid chain over there. First time I think I remember seeing any blue in our mix. We've seen some greens and some pinks.
I'm gaining on them.
All gain, baby. That fish must be scoped.
You see their dredge, I think, might have blue too. I thought it might have been green.
It's right there.
Saw it off.
Yeah, I can't tell. It looks a little green to me from here. I'm green with envy, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd love to be fishing.
Let's go with the rocket stick.
Let's get another point Marlin. Fairly calm conditions once again. It's crazy because our last event got cut a day short in Charleston due to poor conditions. It's blowing about 25 miles an hour on what was scheduled to be that final day. Things were a little rough off the shores of Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, I heard 60-mile-an-hour winds at some point. Sarah from the remix told me a bird dropped out of the air and landed right in front of them on land that morning. And I said,
I've had enough.
Here we go.
That is fast.
50. That fish laying on the surface.
A 450-point fish in about less than 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Look at that big hunk of bait hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, look at all that fight we saw to the white marlin a moment ago, and this blue says, all right, flip me over, I'm done. But again, it's the point structure that makes it so special. That fish right there worth 450 points. They're looking for blues. They're looking for those points out in the Gulf of America. What a day it's been in Gulfport, Mississippi, the host city. Glad to be a part of it once again, back with the Sport Fishing Championship. These waters are fertile. A lot of good fish out there in the water we have seen, Peter. 2 handfuls of fish caught today, I believe. And then you have the Third Coast Renegades out there searching for their next fish. And it's important because the way that point structure is right now, the Cowboys, I'm not saying it's insurmountable, but they have a very strong lead. So which one of these other 5 teams can step up and take that second place spot? So when the Third Coast Renegades were out there fishing earlier, they had already been into second place, and they get this fish that they see. Let's see how this goes down.
Flopping that bait over off to the side so that it could be deployed as opposed to right in the prop wash down the center. You never want to do that. Let it fall back to the position you wanted it, and there it is, presented perfectly right down the face of the wave.
This was earlier today at 144.
Mackerel.
Because this would be the tiebreaker.
Mackerel skipping down the wave, trying to get him to come off the teaser. Boom! Looks like a miss there, and we see the bait still skip. Oh, there's the eat. That's the one. That's the one that makes you make your knees shake.
Yeah, I mean, those were 2 violent strikes. And now you just let him take care of business. Let him do his work.
Lock it out. There's nothing to do other than push that drag up. Crackling off the reel.
he's jumping.
Hey, I need this pedal pulled up a little bit. Yeah.
Garrett Frazier, once again, he's going to sit in that seat. He's hooked up. He's jumping, trying to get rid of that.
That is a lot of odd jumping right there, Robbie. That's what I'm noticing there. There's a lot of craziness. You know, a lot of times we'll see those jumps, we'll see some white water, and it'll be kind of consistent, but that was kind of a violent movement, almost like a 360 thrashing. And there it goes again.
Still out there at distance. Just trying to do everything he can to get away. Still taking drag.
Taking plenty of line. They're coming back. The fish is on the surface.
Now the fish stop pulling. They're getting a little bit better angle there. They're trying to back up to it. He's power reeling, but he looks awful lax. And the reason being, it looks like that fish has come off. You see they bumped it forward, but he's still power reeling. There's nothing there. Or is there? That's still the...
Oh, fish is wild.
We knew on the point structure that, and you see it still down there, that they only had 2 fish. But this one, 1,000% on. And off.
Right there. That's the term he used earlier. It became unbuttoned. And that's, you know, the hook pulling, or it was wrapped, or it's just, you know, the hook finds a mark in the wrong spot. It could be the roof of the mouth. It could have a wrap, and the hook really didn't get in there. Sometimes you'll get a wrap, and the hook will find its mark. But you see those wild jumps out there, and you wonder what on earth is going on when they're that violent. You got to think that maybe something wasn't right, but I mean, they did everything right. Perfect, you know, up on the teaser, fish missed it, came back, ate it perfectly, they dropped back perfect, they're tight, fish is up and jumping, but jumping wildly. A little different than the fish we've seen thus far.
But taking drag, no doubter, fish was on, you're doing everything you can. Might have had a little bit of slack there when you saw him power reeling, but something happened. It might have been skin hooked, something either way, but you could just see the disgust in Garrett's face.
What a heartbreaker. Big blue marlin came on the pitch. Sparky fed it perfectly. Smashed the bait. Took off. Went absolutely crazy. Came tight to it. Reeled and reeled and reeled, and just came off. That's fishing. It's all right, we're getting back out there.
I mean, that's the moment you live for right there. Coming off the teaser, going after your mackerel, rig in the background, calm water with your friends and family on the boat, and boom, nice marlin comes up and tries to eat it, misses, it's violent, coming back for another one, eats it perfectly. They drop back on the fish just right, light thumb pressure, everything's perfect, 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 and then you'll see him gradually push the drag up, or actually it was right to drag, and they are tight on the fish. The thing is ripping drag, and it's, you know, everything looks good, everything looks perfect. It was like clockwork, you know, there's nothing out of the ordinary other than really well done. And then you have a fish that comes up and jumps like crazy, and you know, it could have been skid, it could have been bill hooked, it could have been hooked in the roof of the mouth.
One Water Yacht Group replay showing you how the one that got away, and we're gonna talk to a man who didn't really have anything get away today. Dino McDowell on the other side of the break. Gonna hear from our leader right after this. The Gulfport Mississippi Open is sponsored by Porosos, Abita, Manole Capital Management, and by Fly Llama Brewing. We can just keep Rudy Tamarchio away from Fly Llama. I mean, we'd be halfway there. I'm ready to go have a drink right now because we had a heck of a show, and we still got more to talk about with Dino McDowell here in just a minute. Day 2 didn't disappoint, did it, bud?
No, there's a lot of marlin being caught out there, and it happens to be by one of the main boats that caught him yesterday. And, you know, BK on the new boat with Dino and the Gulf Coast Cowboys on their new sled, the 67 Pullman, they're really raising a lot of fish, and they're catching the fish. And that's really the key, and we see it all the time. You know, it's happened to all of us. You get a lot of fish up in the spread. Sometimes they come off, and sometimes everyone sticks. Like, you can't miss. You can't do anything wrong. And that always changes. It fluctuates. But right now, the Gulf Coast Cowboys are crushing it. But we have other teams that are coming into the mix very solidly with the Mississippi Blues, and then we have the Third Coast Renegades, and we also have the Robbie. Who else do we have? We got Marty likes to party.
Yeah,
he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing out there, and it's just really impressive to see the work that these guys are doing. And they're using different size baits. I talked about it earlier, like the keys to success. Is it an 8-pound bait? Is it a 10-pounder? Or maybe it's a little 2-pounder. We just saw that in the last fish that we saw caught. It was about a 2-pound blackfin tuna slapping back and forth at the Marlin's face when they had it at the transom.
Gulf Coast Cowboys, they're in the lead. How did they get there? It's due to 5 blue marlin, 1 white marlin in this 2 days of competition. And although we're about to go off air in just a little bit, they can still fish till their heart desires until 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. But just look at their catch log. Very consistent. And to think that it all started with a white marlin. Usually you're like, man, it's not a blue. But I mean, that just got the ball rolling, didn't it?
That's got to get you fired up because then you know you're going to catch blues. But the white's kind of a needle in a haystack, sailfish as well. But the blues are the predominant species out there they're going to be targeting with those big baits.
So a couple of billfish on day 1, 2 blues, excuse me, 1 white, 1 blue. It's been nothing but blues since then. And good to see Dino McDowell back in the chair once again.
I've never heard more choo-choo trains than today. You know, when you've got that many fish under your belt. 2 and 4 at the close of today, but they're still fishing, Robbie. That's the interesting part.
Yeah. BK backed it up with a couple of blue marlin at the end, 1,450-point lead for this team. It was a 3-day tournament last year, and it took 3 blues and a white to win. They already have 5 blues and a white. They still have an afternoon to fish and an entire day tomorrow, and there's our No Rivals leaderboard. The race is for second place. Let's be clear about that right now, because I still expect the Gulf Coast Cowboys to catch something. And let's ask him. Dino McDowell, the man who caught something today, is now going to join us aboard the Gulf Coast Cowboys, the Brittany Marie. There's no wrong for your team right now. That is a new boat that is just, as Peter would say, lit up. I mean, he got lit on his boat to get lit, and the Brittany Marie is lit up this weekend.
Well, you know, we've been very blessed. We've got a great team. We all just keep focused on what we're supposed to do, and each of us have our own job, and we do it to the best that we can. So that's why it all works.
That's fantastic. You know, Dina, I know you do a lot of choo-choo train. Check this one out. Tell me if I'm any good at it.
That's not really Peter. He did the soundbite.
All right. I gave it my best cell phone shot, but hey, I'm impressed with you guys. Yep, there it is. That's the one. Hey, I've never heard more choo-choo trains than that, and the whole crew's got a piece of it. You got one, Lori's got one, Brian's got a couple, Jordan's got one. I mean, you guys are just firing on all cylinders. How does it feel to have this new boat, to be doing and having these fish come up behind the spread?
Well, just like I said, man, we've really been blessed by how all this team has come together, and BK stepped up here and bought us a daggone killer boat that we come out here and we get to enjoy and just nail these fish. Everything's just worked out great for us today. We've had our own issues just like everybody else has, but we've really stayed focused on what we needed to do, and we've kept God at the center of everything that we do. So.
I'm curious about those issues, but the one thing I want to see is, yeah, BK got you the new boat. We see Blake up there, putting you in the right direction the entire time. Is there a chance we get to see BK man the helm of that boat, and we see Blake with the rod and reel in his hand to just cap off this tournament because it's been perfect so far. Is there ever a chance that could happen? Because that's the next step for BK.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The captain's kind of very controlling on the helm up there, so he's not going to let that many people hold the steering wheel, no matter who it is.
I get you there. I don't blame you.
Yeah, they used to call it the captains would be humble, and they say, yeah, I'm just 2 sticks and a wheel.
Yeah.
As Robbie was asking that question, Dino, I was thinking to myself, there's no way that you were going to change what is happening right now. You guys have figured it out. You've cracked the code. Your teamwork is amazing, and it's just great to see. And you got yours on a lure, and Lori got hers on a lure, and the rest were on baits?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
So we'll pull them around, and then we find something, and we'll just stand up on one leg and bark like a dog and pitch out a live bait and hope everything works out great for us.
It's been working out awesome, Bud. I know you still got this afternoon to fish. We're about to go off air on ESPN. Bud, fish your heart out. Let's see some more points on the board, and we'll see you the entirety of tomorrow as well. Good job, Dino.
Great job.
All right, guys, y'all stay tuned because we're going to show out even tomorrow.
All right.
There you go.
See you guys later. Thank you.
Gulf Coast Cowboys commanding lead right now with the billfish there. Final thoughts, Peter, as we head towards tomorrow. I have a feeling somebody's going to catch something before daybreak tomorrow.
I feel like I final thunk many times right now. My final thoughts are, if you're winning, you stick with what you're doing. You don't change anything. You do what you're doing. And they have a little bit of lure, a little bit of a live bait, and the other teams are starting to creep up. They're trying to crack their code, and you're seeing some smaller baits. I saw that 2-pound blackfin hanging out of that marlin's mouth. So all of a sudden I'm thinking, wow, 5, 6-pound, 7-pound baits down to 2-pound baits. Maybe that's all they could get, or maybe that's what they tried because they wanted to try a different profile. Maybe that's what got the bite. Maybe there's some smaller blue marlin around. We've also seen white marlin. So it's anybody's game, and if you're the Louisiana Canyons, you're making a big run, which we've seen them do, and they're going to move to a spot, and hopefully they're going to get on the leaderboard tomorrow, maybe by tonight, and hopefully they will.
Yeah, that's the biggest surprise of the tournament. Again, it is a 3-day tournament. You're not going to win it on day 1 or 2. We will crown our champion tomorrow. But it's the Gulf Coast Cowboys in the lead right now. It's time to wrap things up for the day. Join us tomorrow as the action continues with Gulfport Mississippi Open presented by Geisley on the SFC YouTube channel for the social hour at 2 p.m. Eastern. For Peter Miller, Rudy Tabarco, I'm Robbie Floyd. We'll see you tomorrow. Gulfport Mississippi Open continues. Gulf Coast Cowboys are on a roll. Man, high fives all around for BK's crew.